evening, and voila! We have 30th of December 2022, one day to the end of the year. It's 20 past 11, and our application is still not finished. So month after month, month after month, even though there is really that much work to be done, we still can't complete it. But I know we will finally, and once we do, it will change a lot of things around the world. But it's not about that today, because today I've spent most of my day playing with GPT, which unfortunately wasn't my first thing to do, and I didn't want to really, because I had other stuff and like collecting the rest of the documents for Wyre. But I'm almost there. I probably finish it during the week, so I send it on Monday, and they will have all of the documents. But the point is that I started playing with the chat and I couldn't stop. I started testing it in really deep areas like development of code, mainly today, and checking the code and correcting the code and auditing the code and all of that stuff. And that's why I couldn't stop. And I think the main thing is that I've tried so many different codes, so many different languages as well, because I've tried to develop some stuff in Golang, in Flutter, in Solidity, some smart contracts in Solidity for cryptocurrencies, and check that code and audit that code, and it's ridiculous what that chat can do. And what is even more insane is that this is just the first and the basic version of what they're actually building. And so if some people think that the base jobs like working in the store or working in the restaurant are in danger, I think working as a developer and having your position as a developer is more in danger than working in the restaurant right now, because within next year the chat GPT will be so advanced that probably most of the errors that chat was doing today while I was talking to it, and most of the errors I got from in the code will no longer exist. And so my point is that all of those developers who are learning how to code right now, that chat can help them learn a lot, definitely. But the point I'm trying to make is that there will be no as many positions available for developers in the really near future. So as far as I understand, like that field is already very competitive, but it will get even more competitive. Because if I'm looking at my search right now, I see the use of even that basic chat in so many different ways, not only like developing code, but like there is so many different layers that I'm not going to talk about that right now because I don't have as much time. But like in terms of developing the code, like if I'm looking at our own business, like I see it, I don't need anymore like 5 or 6 different developers to develop different stuff. I just need 1 or 2 very experienced one who's going to be able to use the chat in the efficient way, or I will use the chat in an efficient way and I will just pass it to them and they will check everything. So first I will run it with the chat, they will run it with the chat, and then they will check it with the chat. And like, if you think about this, the job that was done by 10, 15 different developers right now will be able to be done by a third of them. And so if that world is already competitive, like the amount of job necessary right now, it will even decrease even more. And so I would be afraid if I would be developer right now, and those jobs are even more in danger than like jobs for like working in the restaurant or like working in the shop, or like any those basic jobs that people were afraid that AI will take over. Developers have to be afraid right now, unfortunately, because the chat is so powerful even in the basic version. So that was really the thing I was doing today. I obviously finished completing some documentation for Wyre as well. I think I have 2 more points to complete for them. And yeah, like that chat, wow, congratulations to OpenAI. And yeah, and the future looks really interesting, because if you think about all of the stuff that the chat will be able to do within the next 2-3 years, a lot of people will firstly lose their jobs, and the second of all, there is so many different opportunities to use the chat, and there will be new opportunities that will open because of the chat. So a lot of people will lose the job, but they will have to change the positions, I would say, and their interest, and start making stuff using the chat. And I feel like in the near future there will be a lot of companies that will open because of that, because of the chat, and a lot of people will, open their own businesses because the chat will be so helpful with all of the stuff that you need to do for business, and you will be able to do it by yourself. Therefore, I think there will be a lot of small businesses that will be able to open because of it, which is amazing, because I feel like more people should take grasp of working for yourself instead of working for other people. So yeah, the future for me, and I think from my perspective, the future looks bright with the AI and with the chat GPT, and I don't think anyone should be afraid. It should just, get it, learn it, and adjust, and that's it. Yeah, that would be it for the almost New Year episode. Thank you very much, and I see you tomorrow.